Hey guys, welcome to Cooking with Dre. So today I have a super simple recipe that's super easy, it's super quick. You can throw this in the crock pot and go, well, you can't do anything right now. Go quarantine in another room besides the kitchen. And so I'm going to show you how to get started. So we are making chicken tinga. Chicken tinga originated in Pueblo, Mexico. And it basically means tinga means tomato and chipotle based stew. So that's what we'll do today. So simple. You need a knife, a can opener, and a crock pot, and that's what you need to have chicken tinga. So and again, tinga is tomato and chipotle based. So you can do pork tinga. You can throw whatever you want. If you're a vegan, you can take like either spaghetti squash and throw in there, and you won't have to cook nearly as long. Or you can use jackfruit or anything like that. Any kind of meat replacement. If you're into like stringing mushrooms, you can do that as well. So we'll get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is cut our onion. So the recipe calls for a half an onion, but if you love onion, by all means, put the whole thing in. So we are going to peel the skin. Chop off the edge. So again, one thing I love about this dish, it's super easy and your house will smell amazing. So we have our onion set aside. And the only other thing we'll cut a lime at the end. So you need a can of diced tomatoes, preferably fire roasted, but if not, a can of stewed tomatoes will be fine. You can get this at Aldi or Jewel's or most places have it. So you want one can. Let's put one can in. You also chipotle peppers. Now these can get hot. The recipe calls for 4, depending on the spice level you want. I usually do 3. Today I'm going to do 2 because I'm actually going to take this to people, and so I want to always respect the heat, man. Respect the heat. So drop 1 in, drop 2 in, take your knife and hold the peppers back, and then get a little bit of the juice in. Again, all about your spice level. If you like it more spicy, dump the whole can in, or put 4 or 5 in there, and you'll be fine. So now we are going to take our onions, dump them in. The recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic, cumin, oregano, but I'm not gonna. You know how cooking shows do. You put just a dash, and you do this forever. So whatever, if you like garlic like I do, I put a little extra in. The great cumin, amazing spice. I love cumin. Add that in. Add some oregano. Gonna give my knife a little wipe here. And then I'm gonna take a lime, roll it a little bit to get those juices going. I only use a half a lime, so lime has a lot of acid, and acid is really good for cutting heat. So if you want to make something less spicy, you can add a lemon or a lime, vinegar, any type of acid. And that's the tinga part. We're done. So we're gonna give it a little mix. I'm also gonna add a little bit of water. You can use chicken stock, vegetable stock, whatever, but I'll add a little bit of water. And I'll save a little in a cup in case I need a little more. So it is chicken tinga. So now we will add our chicken. You don't need to season it. You don't need to do anything. It'll get all this flavor from the tinga sauce. So we'll dump those in. I like to use chicken breasts. I know people say like chicken thighs are juicy or boneless, skinless. But since we're cooking in the liquid, you don't have to worry about the chicken getting dry. And then at the end, we're gonna take we're gonna take the chicken out, pull it, use 2 forks to pull it apart. And then we'll take a hand blender and blend the sauce in there. If you don't have a hand blender, you can always let it cool. Take the chicken out, let the tinga sauce cool for a half an hour to 45 minutes, and then put it in the blender and blend it up. But we'll show you that later. So you do that. You mix it around a little bit. Make sure that the sauce is covering the chicken. I'm gonna pour just a little bit more water in, so to make sure it covers. And turn your crock pot on high, and you cook it for 4 hours. And that's it. Chicken tinga done. All right, so while we are waiting on our chicken tinga to get ready, I would suggest doing this right after you put it in the pot because this tastes better the longer it has to marinate. So we're gonna make a corn salsa. It's really simple. All you need is what you see here. So you need corn. You can do fresh. You can do frozen. Canned corn is super easy. You just pour the liquid out. So I'm going to add my corn to a bowl, a good amount. It's a corn salsa, so you want more corn than anything else. And I will leave this here in case we need some more. You need a red onion, which I will chop. You want to cut them in small dices, small to medium dice if you can. You don't have to be perfect. It is a salsa, so it doesn't necessarily have to be super, super, super perfect. But a small dice if you can. Take this, scoop it up. So I love Chipotle. I kind of got this idea from the Chipotle corn salsa. I get it on everything. Shout out to Chipotle. We also have cilantro. So an easy way to cut cilantro, if you want to pick the leaves off and don't want to use the stems, you are more than welcome. Stem has a lot of flavor, so I like to keep it. So what you do, you fold it as such, and then you kind of roll it up like that. When you hold it, you want to try to tuck your fingers. So just in case you're cutting and someone goes, I just won $1 million, and you go, yay! You hit the base of your knuckle. You don't cut your finger off. So you just give it a rough chop. And then you hold the tip of your knife, and then you just go to town. It's a good stress relief. You get it, you scoop it back together. Don't let anybody get away. And then you just... Then once you get it to where you like, this is pretty good. Scoop it up with your knife and put it in with the corn and the onion. Then after that, we will take the other half of our lime that we used earlier for the chicken tinga and just squeeze it into the salsa. And there you have it. You give it a nice little mix. put some plastic or aluminum foil over it, and you can just leave it in the refrigerator until it's time to serve. All right, guys, welcome back. It has been 4 hours, and man, the kitchen smells good. So, only thing we have to do now is pull the chicken out. It is already breaking apart as we pull it out. And next, we are going to shred the chicken, and then we will blend this sauce down to make it smooth, and it will be time to eat. Now, as we take this out, there are several different methods to shredding chicken. A cool one I saw online is you take like a mixer that you would use to mix like cake or mashed potatoes, the electric one with the two little slotted things, and you put it in the center and you mix it. I have not tried that yet. I prefer the double fork method. So you just take a fork, hold down one piece, and twist and turn and break apart. Again, as fine or as chunky as you would like to. You know, I'm a fan of chunky, as you can see, you know. So as fine or as chunky is all about preference. Get a good mix. And like we said before, the chicken is not dry because it's been cooking in this wonderful sauce this whole time. We are done with that. And so now, we're going to take a hand blender and we are going to mix the sauce in the crock pot. If you don't have one, you have a blender, please do not mix this while it is hot. Bad things will happen. So let it cool for 45 minutes or 30 minutes, and then you can scoop it into your blender, blend it up, and then pour it back into the crock pot. Right now, we will use this. So, really easy. You put it down and you mix it. All right. This mix is good. Pour the chicken back in. And that is it. You are literally ready to serve whenever you want. This is great for like if you have a party to do ahead of time. You can mix the chicken back around so it's all sauced up, get really saucy, and you are done. So the traditional way that they made this was on the tostada. So you can do a tostada, you can do tacos. If you like the tequilas, you can take a tortilla and roll it up and fry it. The way that we like to do it in my house is a bowl. So sort of like you get at Chipotle. So I have some rice here that I made. So I take some rice. Rice pan. And then you just add whatever you would like in your bowl. So we're gonna get some of the delicious chicken. We have our corn sauce that we made. That was the corn, the cilantro, the red onions, and the lime. We'll add that in there. I like to add a little cheese. If you're not doing dairy, it's fine. Or you can add vegan cheese. The world is your oyster. And black beans. all up right next to each other, and you have a bowl. I like to add tortillas, and then you just enjoy your bite. See you later. Hope you enjoyed this recipe, chicken tinga.